Hello, my dear apprentices of mathematics. This is your coach, Mr. Magno, and today, on today's lesson, the objective is to show you what reciprocals are, and these reciprocals are going to be helpful to divide for a division, to solve divisions with whole numbers and fractions. Okay, this is going to be the tool that's going to make division easier to solve. All right, let's start with it. Let's look at the first number. So this is 2/3. The reciprocal of two-thirds, I'm just going to write the R. The reciprocal for that number will be the two numbers switched around. So the denominator becomes the numerator, and the numerator becomes the denominator. So in this manner, we know that 2/3 is the reciprocal of 3/2, or vice versa. Okay, let's practice one more. So what is going to be the reciprocal of 5/6? Let's write our division symbol and let's find the reciprocal. So that the denominator becomes the numerator. And the numerator is now the denominator to create a reciprocal. So 5/5 is the reciprocal of 6/5, and 6/5 is the reciprocal of 5/6. All right, let's continue practicing. So what is the reciprocal fraction for 4/5? Well, once again, we're going to follow the rule. The denominator is now the numerator, and the numerator is now the denominator. And this is how we find the reciprocal of 4/5, which is now 5/4. All right, let's do that one more time. So what is the reciprocal for 1/2? Once again, we look at the denominator. The denominator now becomes the numerator, and that numerator becomes now the denominator. And now we can express it in this way. 1/2 is the reciprocal of 2/1. And 2/1 is the reciprocal of 1/2. Okay, let's practice one more. So what is the reciprocal number for 1/4? Again, the reciprocal number is found in this manner. The denominator flies into the numerator position, and the numerator flies down to the denominator position. And now we have identified the reciprocals for these numbers. 1/4 is the reciprocal of 4/1, and 4/1 is the reciprocal of 1/4. All right, one last one. The reciprocal of 2/6 is 6/2. Okay, the 6 becomes the numerator, and then 2 becomes the denominator. All right, let's apply now in a problem. Let's look at the divisions. Now, here's what's going to happen, and divisions are going to be solved in this manner when we have fractions. You're going to rewrite the 1/2, okay? And the division is going to become a multiplication symbol. And now remember, the 4 has a 1 below it. So the reciprocal of 4/1 is going to be 1/4. And now you multiply. 1 times 1 equals 1. 2 times 4 equals 8. And this is how we use multiplication to find the answer for this division problem. All right, let's practice one more time. Again, we're going to present the whole number with the denominator as with 1 as a denominator. So now we're going to rewrite that. 4/1. We're going to switch or replace the division symbol by a multiplication symbol, and we're going to find the reciprocal of 1/2. The reciprocal is the 2 now is the numerator, and the 1 is now the denominator. Once we get that accomplished, 4 times 2 equals 8, and 1 times 1 equals 1. Now that's a division. 8 divided by 1 equals 8. Using this method, 4 divided by 1/2 equals 8. 8/2. We can write it as 8/2 or just like 8. one more problem. Let's continue so we can practice. 3 over 4, okay, that number stays the same. That division symbol is going to be replaced by a multiplication symbol. 3 is a whole number, so it must have a 1 as a denominator. Now we're going to use that fraction to find the reciprocal of 3 over 1, which is now 1 over 3. That makes it easier to multiply across. Numerator times numerator, that will be 3. And denominator times denominator, and that will be 12. So now the division, 3/4 divided by 3 equals 3/12. The last problem. Once again, since this is a whole number, we're going to give it a denominator. We're going to rewrite 5 over 1. We're going to replace the division symbol with a multiplication symbol, and this number will help us get the reciprocal. So the 5 becomes the numerator, and the numerator becomes the denominator. Now we multiply across. 5 times 5 equals 25. And 1 times 2 equals 2. So again, we're not looking at simplifying right now. We're just looking at this. Okay? But again, yes, you're gonna have to simplify most of the problems because we've been practicing that for a while. So the simplification will say 12 times 2 equals 24, and we have 1/2 left. Okay, my friends, review this video. It's a jewel. Learn what reciprocals are because they're going to be very useful for division. Signing out, your coach, Mr. Magno.